Hey, what's up guys, Box here and welcome back to F1 2017 finally. You may remember I started this series about a month ago, the Ferrari Career Mode on F1 2017. Well, it's back and we are here for part number 2. Race 2 of the season. You can see we've got new parts fitted, the general wear durability part, which should increase our part efficiency and hopefully we won't have any part failures as quickly as we did in like the Rossi career, where the engine just went straight away. It lasted about a race. So here we are anyway. We're in the practice sessions and we're doing some of the practice programs. I only did practice one. And we're able to easily do like the tyre wear one, and then this next one is the qualifying one, where we're able to do it quite easily. So I didn't bother doing all of them. Coming into the braking zone at the end of the straight, get under Alonso, he gets out of the way, and this should be, we're currently down on the time, but we should be able to make it up through this final corner, which we do. We make up about 2 tenths through the final corner. So that's the practice sessions done. They're the results, so let's get into qualifying.
You from wherever in the world you join us today for this F1 qualifying session here in Shanghai, China. I want to talk briefly about the strategy in these qualifying sessions. Anthony Davidson, how can a driver adjust their approach to gain those critical extra tenths of a second?
Well, qualifying isn't about adjusting your approach necessarily. It's more about trying to repeat a low fuel run that you've practiced prior to this session. You're looking for perfection on the lap, and that's hard to achieve if you're trying something new. There are some variables that can stand in your way, however. Track position or unexpected yellow flags, for example. Coupled with ever-changing track conditions, it's important to be out there at the right moment. But as a driver, you have to try and ignore these distractions and just keep your mind focused on that one perfect lap.
So here we are anyway for qualifying. This is the end of our first lap where we made a massive mistake, and then we're just going to go down. We're probably down by about 3 seconds, so we've made a mistake, but the rain is coming down. We made a mistake on the first lap, so we've got to make this lap count, as each lap the track will get worse and we'll get slow and we won't be able to make up the time we need. So going through this first section, you can see locking up a bit. You can see the tyres, they're spitting off a bit of the rain, so the track is getting damper, and you can see we're just struggling for stability and rear end grip. As you can see, we're about a second down on our time, and this is where we made the mistake. You can see we're going to gain a whole load of time on our previous lap, so we'll go up to about 2 seconds up, but we're still not going to be as quick as the other cars, as the rain has come down and all the other AI have set pretty much their lap time for the race. You can see we're just struggling to put the power down around this long right-hander onto the main straight. But we're going to skip to the end of this lap and see whereabouts it's going to put us, and this is pretty much going to be our best lap of qualifying. I didn't really bother to do any more as we go 9th place, which is probably going to go slower as the other cars finish their laps. But let's look at the results. Where we finished in the end, Vettel got 5th at 136.5, and we're going to be down. We're not even in the top 13. We're in 14th place with 138.5, so 2 seconds off of the pace of Sebastian Vettel. So anyway, here is the race. Engineer trying to pump us up. It's raining, it's a wet race, so I'm going to put up the front wing a bit, give us a bit more front end grip in this wet weather. So we're starting in 14th place behind Stroll and Alonso and Hulkenberg, so we're going to get a pretty decent start by the looks of it. Try to put the power down, but we do bog down at the second phase of the start, and we drop to 15th place behind Palmer, 16th behind Grosjean in the Haas, and then we're going to come and try and find a way up the inside of Fernando, Alonso and all the other cars as we take a very tight line through turn 1. Got a warning for a small collision with Alonso, but no big deal. Very hard to avoid contact through this first sector, especially in the rain, where the car's just not going to grip as we want it to. But we're in the top 10, which is an improvement. You can see we're going side by side with Magnussen. We're going to come flying up the inside, lock up. Very, very fortunate not to side completely T-bone someone. As you can see, we're side by side with Magnussen. And then we're going to come up the inside, and we get up the inside of a fair few cars. Upside the Rossi, we punt him out a bit, but I think we're just going to get away with that. No penalty from the stewards. So lap number 2, we're catching up to Felipe Massa. You can see the rear end just not gripping. We did not have enough aero on the rear of the car, so this is going to mean we're just going to slide around. We're going to have to watch that oversteer, especially in the wet. But if we just take it easy, we should be able to manage it. As you can see, we are struggling to put the power down, which will partly because we don't have enough aero on the back, but we're able to cope with it. As you see, we're getting set in a purple sector, but it is the second lap, so everyone will be going purple. You see, we're right up behind Massa. He's sort of holding us up at this point, so we're just thinking we've got a bit of wet pace, you know, compared to the AIs. We're going to come up the inside of Felipe Massa, side by side, and he's able to just drive around the outside. He is on the drier line, and he's just going to come past us. You can see, just take a replay of that. We managed to get under him, but then on the wider line, he was able to put the power down and just accelerate away into the distance, and we're not going to get him. Pretty poor replay camera, actually, just showing at the rear of the car, but we're going to stick in his slipstream. The Williams with the Mercedes engine is very quick in a straight line, so it might struggle, but can we do it on the brakes? We're going to line it up just in case we outbrake him. We're going to go flying up the inside. I've locked up. I didn't think it was going to get stopped, but we did in the end. So that's going to give us 6th place. You see, take a replay of that. You see, actually, our teammate was going side by side with Red Bull. We came flying up the inside. Really late on the brakes. Really good manoeuvre up the inside. Push him out wide a bit, but we get away with it. And onto the back of the Red Bull now. Verstappen, can we find a way past? We'll look up the inside of Verstappen, and pretty much a nice simple move in the end. Just able to outbrake him. He's struggling in this wet weather conditions, but the Ferrari seems to be working really well for us. The setup we've got seems to be working in the wet. It wasn't in the dry, but we're gonna have to find a way past our teammate now, which may be a bit more difficult. He's got the same car. As you can see, he's just there, just ahead of us. We're on lap 5 now, and we're just gonna look at the split time when we come through the first sector split. We're going purple, so we are the fastest car on the track at the minute, but the safety car has been deployed. So this is going to bunch up the grid and bring us up to the back of the leaders, so we might actually have a chance at a podium finish. You can see the tyres. I'm going to go the whole race distance. We're already halfway through the race, but we're going to go the full distance on these wet tyres. And now this is something where I'll completely mess up. I thought it went green, but clearly not, so we're going to have to sit in behind. Get back in behind Vettel, but that's going to completely compromise our restart. We've completely messed it up for us. You can see he's struggling to put the power down as we go green now, and Vettel's got a gap now, so we're just going to have to sit in behind him. The engineer's given us the option to pit, but as I said, I'm going to stick on these tyres. It might dry up at the end of the race, but we'll have to wait and see what happens. So we're in 5th place, and we're probably the fastest car on the track, but let's see if we've still got the pace after the safety car restart. Coming through this first sector. Going to come up the inside of Sebastian Vettel. Nice easy move up the inside, and we're just going to take a replay of that. The replay cameras are really nice on this game, as we're going to come up the inside round turn 1, hold a tie line, which seems to be working for us, and it allows us to easily overtake the AI. So we're going to keep doing it and see if we're able to catch up to Daniel Ricciardo, which it looks like we are able to. Setting the fastest lap of the race. Look at that, we are the fastest car on track. Again, it looks like we're going to come up the inside of Ricciardo, maybe try on the outside. No, we're going to switch back to the inside and get the job done. Nice easy move up the inside. And that's 3rd place, and we can see the leaders, and we have the pace to catch up, I believe. So just take another replay of that move on the Red Bull. You see, just holding a tie line up the inside, make it look easy, and that's the job done there. So we've got 2 places left until we get to the lead. And it's the 2 Mercedes, the fastest cars in this game. Trying to find a way past them, but we see he's just struggling for traction. And we're going to set another purple lap on lap number 9. Yes, we are. We're still going faster than these 2 guys ahead, which is good for us. We might be able to take 2nd place at least, but maybe even push for the win. So we'll see what we're able to do. Bottas is going a bit slowly through here. We're going to come up the inside, force a way up. He completely backs out of it. I was really surprised. He just moved out the way for us, let us through. As you can see, take a replay of that again. Really nice replay with a low angle there, but he just sort of moved out the way for us. He was like, go on through, and looks like he's able to catch up to his teammate, so maybe he wants us to do it for him. I don't know, but anyway, end at lap number 11, going on to lap number 12. We are just behind Hamilton. What are we able to do from here? We've got 3 laps to go, and we have the pace. Are we able to get past Lewis Hamilton? He's going a bit slowly through this first corner, so we're going to go up the inside, nice and tight line again like we've been doing, and we've managed to easily take the move there. And here we are, taking a replay of that, able to do that nice and easy, coming up the inside, and we just got to hold on now. Can we hold it on, keep this 1st place to the end of the race? You can see We're going a bit slowly and he's not giving up. He's still on the back of us. So we've got the last lap now around the final corner. Are we able to take the win? And I believe we are. We've made it around safely around the final corner. We've survived the wet. The rain's lightened up and we were able to take the win. So the engineer's pleased with that and the team should be pleased with that result. So I hope you did enjoy. The standings will be at the end of the video. So if you want to see more, give it a like, comment and subscribe for more. So we'll see you in the next.
Anthony, what do you think made the difference here?
Well, they clearly have a car that comes alive in the kind of conditions we were dealing with today. It's a very balanced package in the wet, and what that means is that the drivers have confidence to attack. And having that confidence gets you on the power earlier, it lets you brake later, and can put you a long way up the road.
Well, this is it. This is where they all want to be. Here come the top three then, out onto the podium after a fascinating Grand Prix. And after this round of the World Championship, here's how things look in the drivers' table. It wasn't the best weekend for our championship leader, and their advantage